Well, we talk about indie games being very innovative. Let's talk a little bit about throwback. This game, Popplings, that I have on stage with me right now, is a homage, I believe, to the arcadey days or even the 8-bit days back in the day, where we're just talking about how our childhood games would bring back the sense of nostalgia and growing up. Attachment here over at Indie Wavemakers stage live from Gamescom Asia. With me, I have Philip Whitehall.
Hi.
Very famous name. I'm just kidding. Philip with me on stage from Sprytosaur.
That's right.
I got it right.
You got it right.
I got it right.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's so nice to have you here. So tell me a little bit more about Popplings.
So Popplings is a competitive puzzle game.
Competitive puzzle game?
Yep. It's a 1v1 for the most part.
1v1, okay.
Yep. And how do I say? It is, as you say, it's a throwback to some of the 90s puzzle games that you may have seen from that era. And you'll recognize some of the elements from things. Well, I don't know if I should mention the names of those games, but there's the elements of color, speed, and tactics as well.
Tactics,
Yep.
8-bit.
Yes,
Yeah,
8-bit.
love that.
8-bit, 16-bit, yep.
Yes. And also I did notice that there's also like a story behind it as well.
There is, because obviously puzzle games need a story. So
Not necessarily true, but we'll go with that.
Yes.
So since it is a 1v1, do you want to 1v1 me while we talk about the game?
we could try, yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, I'll give you
This
one of the
is-
controllers.
Thank you. This is my first time actually playing on this stage as well, so this is exciting.
Right.
Right.
We'll dive straight into the arcade mode where
All
we
right.
can do 1v1.
Okay, let's do this. So this is kind of remind me of the Bubble Bop games back in the day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have these characters. Do
Yes.
these characters have any special traits?
Yeah, they do. So for each of the there's 8 in total right now.
Oh my god, is that a dog?
That is a dog, yes.
Where's the cat?
I've been asked about that many times.
Did
It's something
I
to
press
think
that
about.
back? Sorry about
Oh,
that.
yeah, sorry. Nintendo Switch, A button.
Yeah, I
There we
forgot
go.
about that.
So you can choose the dog.
Yes.
Each character has a different power-up. It's supposed to help you if you're struggling through the the battle as well.
Bang. Take a bite out of the grid.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to choose. I'll go with Claws today. And we ready to go?
Yes, let's go.
All right, let's go. So because I'm player 1, I'm on the left-hand side.
All right.
We're switching places from where we sit.
Okay, so I'm that side.
Yeah. So
All
your
right.
first piece is actually a special piece already. It's one that can clear a horizontal line.
That didn't do anything.
That didn't do too much because there's nothing else on that line.
Yeah, for real. Okay,
There
so
we go.
kind of like just go on the Bubble Bop. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit about why you decided to do this Bubble Bop game.
Sorry?
Oh yeah, why did you decide to make this this Bubble
So-
Bop Popplings game?
So this game was because previously, my previous game was a rhythm game. I wanted to try a completely different genre, and a genre that I also felt really passionate about. So
Yeah.
in our house, between myself and my wife, we played a lot of puzzle games. In particular, we played a game called Panel de Pon on the Super Nintendo. It's a very crazy Super Nintendo puzzle game, and very high speed, very intense. We wanted to grab some of that element for this game.
Right.
Obviously, it's not exactly the same. In fact, it's not the same mechanics at all, other than it's in a 6x12 grid like that game.
Yeah.
But it was we wanted to capture the pace, if
Right.
anything, the pace and the intensity of doing a 1v1. So
Right.
that's where we got to with that.
So the idea is more of the 1v1s rather than anything else.
It started off as the 1v1, and then we realized that actually there are different modes that we can add to this game, which we can have a look at later
Right.
if we have the time. And yeah, it just became a fully fledged game that was released on both Steam and Nintendo Switch. So we're playing the Switch version
Right,
now.
Steam and Nintendo Switch. So not a lot of games have like a Steam and Nintendo Switch. So what made you decide to go the Nintendo Switch route?
I mean, I love Nintendo and I love the consoles.
I
and-
am losing.
Oh no, that's really bad.
I don't know what to do.
I'm going to hold on my power up to give you an opportunity. How about that?
I think I'm about to die.
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
that
There we
ended.
go. Oh no.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I played this.
Oh, that's
so.
fair enough.
So it's quite fun. So you wanted to make this more of like a couch co-op, or can you play
It's a
this online?
couch co-op, yeah. So it's enjoyable by both Steam, by both PC and Nintendo Switch players. But this game is already out.
It's already out.
This one's already out. It's been on Steam since May last year, but also on Switch since December last year. What we've noticed is that we're getting a lot of good feedback from both, but the main players that we're seeing is actually the Nintendo Switch crowd. I mean, if you look at the graphics, I feel like it is a lot more Nintendo-esque.
It is.
To be honest with it, and that's not to have a dig at Steam or anything. It's just that the crowd is on Switch for this kind of
I
game.
agree. I feel like a lot of games like this one, it's like the appeal of it for the Switch, I mean, has always been party games. So it
Yeah.
does fit the genre so well if you think about it.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of that you made more games for that. Because when you think about party games, people think about Mario Party.
Yes.
They think about, that kind of games. And I feel like, we need more party games that's not Mario Party.
Of course. Party game for all ages. So this one we've been exhibiting here at Gamescom Asia, and
Yeah.
we have noticed there's two distinctive crowds who really like this game.
Yeah.
The first one are the younger audience with families, siblings fighting each other over this game, and
Yeah.
also the other crowd are the ones who, like to have the parties at home and then, relax at night, but also enjoy a good time with friends and fighting over this.
That
So,
sounds about right. That sounds
yeah.
just like me. I don't like going out. I like staying home, but I also want to hang out with my friends, you see? So, yeah.
Yeah, this is something to fight over of who's buying the next round or what not. So yeah, that's the audience.
How do I use my power? Oh!
There's a Y button. There we go.
Did I There
There
we
you
go.
go.
I did not know I could do that.
There we go.
Okay, so what else can you tell me about this game?
So as you mentioned earlier, there's a story mode,
Yeah.
and so the story mode is really to go through the lore of this Popplings world.
There's
And
a lore. Okay.
there's a lore, and so you learn about the characters, their abilities, and how that impacts the world they're in, and why the Popplings exist, etc. So
Yeah.
it's quite it's a really random story, to be honest. But it looks like some players have been resonating with it and have been giving very positive feedback as well, which is very helpful for me to write more crazy things for a story in the future. Oh no, you're losing again? I'm so sorry.
How many
There
times
we
have
go.
you played this game, sir? Okay, I need to. So, like,
Okay.
how does the story mode work here?
So I can quickly go to it.
Yeah.
Story mode is where it's just on the second tab from the main menu.
So you have the difficulty.
So there's
okay.
different difficulty just to set the difficulty of the enemies that you play. It looks like
Oh, so there's enemies.
there's
per
enemies
se.
in there.
Okay.
So really, it's just a quick storyline of the lore, and we introduce the characters one by one. Each chapter surrounds the story of each of the characters.
Right.
So here is the first two characters. We've got Elix and Duns on the
Okay.
screen, and they're just discovering that they've got this. They live in the same area, and then there's this weird being that appears up called Pip. So Pip is one of the main story-only characters, and
Right.
is someone who's in control of the Popplings world, basically.
I mean, he does look like a puppet.
It looks like a Poppling, yeah. So this is like a living being version of a Poppling.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't do any spoilers because there's more about this a little bit
Oh.
later down the line.
Okay.
Each chapter is about what does Elix do, and then what does Duns do, and then so on. And you get through all the characters, you learn about them, then learn about the power-ups and so on.
Yeah.
So that's what the story mode is.
Right.
But generally speaking, you then get into the battle mode, and then you compete against your enemies in this case.
Right.
In this case, it's because it's the first round, you compete with Duns. It's your first round, like, oh, what does this new world do? I don't understand. So here we go. We're learning about the world now. But I'm already losing. So
This is hard mode?
this is actually on medium. I might just be talking too much.
That's true. I can't really think and play. Let's be real here. Single-minded things. Anyways.
Oh. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there we go. Anyway,
Yeah.
I failed the first story mode. But anyway, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine.
All right. So,
There's-
like, what made you decide to make like a puzzle, like a bubble popping game mixed with a story? Like, what inspired that?
There were a few other puzzle games that were coming out in the recent years where I saw, oh, they have a story mode, and I thought, what's the point? And then I
Yeah.
started playing them, and I realized, oh, there's another aspect to this game which doesn't need to make as like critical sense. It doesn't need to have a fully fledged like multi-hour storyline, but it just needs to grab the attention of the player. And some players will resonate with this really weird and wonderful world of why does this grid even exist?
Exactly.
So this is exactly where it came from. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of that. On top of that, the idea is like, oh my gosh, I need to beat this guy
Yeah.
so I can get to the next part of the story. So, I mean, if it was just like a bubble shooter game, I would probably just like play it and I get bored of it. But like the idea of a compelling story does make me want to stay and play a
Yeah.
little bit more. So I really like that idea. So
Well,
I
thank
also
you.
see that puzzle editor thing going on. Can you make your own?
Yeah, you can. So, before we go into puzzle editor, I'll give you an example what the puzzle world is.
Okay,
So,
let's see it.
in the puzzle world, we have various set puzzles. It looks like on this demo system that I have with me, we've already had a few levels completed. But generally speaking, you have to clear a fixed puzzle within a certain number of moves.
Okay.
So let's see if I remember how to do this one because
3 target moves.
so I have to clear this puzzle within 3 moves.
Oh, that's crazy.
So
Let's see it.
I've got my horizontal piece, so I believe it goes in there.
Yep.
So that clears all of that.
Okay.
And I've got 2 pieces to go, and I can see that both of them are square clearing, so probably one goes in here.
Right.
And another one probably goes in here.
Right. So understanding what each bubble do.
Yes,
really
that's right. It
helps.
takes you through what the different pieces are and how you can make the different shapes to clear.
Ah,
in
that's
the
probably what
game.
you had over me just now, which I didn't
Yes.
have.
So there's a whole bank. There's 64 puzzles included
Alright.
with the game. But then
Okay.
if you run out of that or you feel really creative, by all means you can go to the puzzle editor mode.
This reminds me of the creative mode that you see maybe on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Or there was a Mario Maker.
Mario Maker
Yeah.
also had something like this.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can see here I am just adding pieces to a grid,
Yeah.
designing my own puzzle basically, and trying to come up with a way that if I want someone else to play this game, then what colors, what order do I want to put these in, and it will automatically determine how many pieces it should take to clear as well,
Right.
based on what you've set up. So in this example here, I'm just adding a few to make a very, very basic example of this. We go through to here. Maybe there's, just to mimic the puzzle that we just went through actually, is to have a
Right.
line clear in the middle, like this maybe.
Yeah.
Then maybe some greens. And then now I've set up the puzzle that I really want.
Yeah.
Now I need to set like what shooting order I'm giving to the player. So
Oh,
there's
you
like a
can
fixed
choose
set.
that too?
You can choose that too. So here we
Okay.
have like, oh, I want to have a horizontal piece.
Yeah.
That's one of the pieces, and then maybe because then I see the horizontal will clear all of those random colors in the middle.
Yeah.
Everything will shove upwards.
Yeah.
And will clear those colors as well. But I still have a green, so I need to find a green piece as well to add to the
Right.
shooting order. So here I've set up my game.
Yeah.
So now I can press the start button and either playtest or save it so that other people can play.
Yeah.
Or go into the puzzle manager and manage the existing puzzles that are already created.
Right.
So just to give that very quick example, here's the puzzle I've just created.
Uh-huh.
And then I can go into here. Oh, like, okay, it's horizontal. That's right. And then that's my second piece. So you can see the target moves is correct. It's for 2 pieces. And I cleared it within 2 moves. And there you go.
I'm mind blown. That is insanely cool.
Yeah, there we go. So if I made any mistakes, like the puzzle didn't work, I can go back to the puzzle editor.
Right.
I need to go back there to save it anyway. Otherwise, if I've given up, like, oh, this is silly, I'll just go end game, go back to arcade mode or story mode or something like that. But I can go back to the editor and make further edits if I really want to. But
Alright.
that's the puzzle editor.
That's the puzzle editor.
Yeah.
So like let's talk a little bit about art style in this game. It's
Yeah, sure.
Is there we go 16-bit?
16-bit.
Yeah, 16-bit
Yes.
as you mentioned. Who created the design of this game in terms of color, in terms of character?
So I came up with the prototype, and I said I wanted a really pastel-y 16-bit.
Pastel-y.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a pastel 16-bit era color scheme.
Yeah.
Some of the characters were my own, and then I recruited a freelancer to help me with the remaining characters because my character design skills are not that significant. So you can probably tell quite distinctively. I made the first 4 human characters.
Ah.
And then we've got more creative characters coming from our artists. So, like everyone's favorite, the dog, Zipper.
Yeah, but I
he-
want a cat.
You want a cat as well?
Yes, please.
Let's see if we can get the cat in the
Yes.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, so
course.
are there going to be any more characters coming in soon now that you mentioned that?
So, I mean, the game has been out for a little while.
Yeah.
I think it's due an update, if I'm brutally honest with myself. So,
Yeah.
there are options on the table of how can we keep the longevity of this game going.
Right.
So, I mean, a cat is a ticket that we have. Where it
and
sits,
the power
I don't
up
know.
is a scratch.
Oh.
Or it can knock things off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because cats
Because
are like
cats do
knock
the...
things off.
Yes.
Yeah.
that could work. That could
Yeah,
work.
yeah. So there's that. But yeah, you said mentioned an update
Yeah.
coming soon. So what do you have in store?
I mean, there's also the story characters, and unfortunately they're currently unplayable, but they are like mechanically ready to be an arcade in the arcade mode as well. So
Right.
those are for consideration. There's also some fine-tuning around the balance with the game. So we've noticed that some of the games can be quite long depending on the skill set of the player. It could go for a really long time, which is really cool to watch.
Yeah.
But for events like at the show floor, it can generate a bit of a queue. So,
Yeah.
so we're quite aware of that. So a lot of fine-tuning, a few additional characters maybe, and well, I guess we'll see. There's lots to go through.
Yeah, there is a lot to go through. Thank you so much for sharing this game with me.
No problem.
This game is out on Steam as well as Nintendo Switch.
That's right. Yep.
Right.
And on Steam, for anyone unaware, with Gamescom Asia, there is the Gamescom Asia Steam page, and we're featured on there. We're one of the games currently on sale as part of the.
On
of the-
sale.
It's on sale. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
there you go, guys. If you guys like this kind of like bubble shooting game, now is the time for you to get it. I think I'm gonna get it as well because I don't know why. There is something about bubble shooting games that's really fun. But I also like the other dimension that you have added these skills coming with the characters as well. So very good job on that because I would never in
you.
my life have thought of that as well. Because usually when I see a bubble shooting game, it's just gonna be shooting bubbles with my friends and that's it. So a whole different way to approach this game. Thank you for sharing this game.
Thank
and
you very
if
much.
say that people are playing this game and they do want to get in touch with you, they do want to give you some feedback, where can they reach you?
So obviously we'll be on the Steam page. If you're on the Nintendo eShop, there's also the game listed on there. To get in contact with us directly, we have a Discord channel for Sprytosaur, which is this spelling is SPRYTO.
S-A-U-R.
S-A-U-R.
There we go.
The-
Sprytosaur. You can see at the bottom of the screen as well. Sprytosaur.
Yeah, there we
do
go.
follow them on Discord. Join their Discord. Actually, they can communicate directly with you.
Yep.
Give your feedback, and if you guys have any, what do I say that? Any feedback, any ideas or suggestions, feel free to let him know as well. Especially the cat, guys. Like at him, at Philip. Hey, where's the cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the producer agrees too. So that's gonna happen. So yeah, thank you so much again
Thank
for
you very
sharing. If
much.
you guys are here at Suntech, do you have a booth? I think I saw your
We
booth.
have a
over here.
booth,
There it
yes.
is. It's right over there. So go to his booth, try it out, get it, and support his game. Okay, guys, I think that will be the end for this session. And after this, more Indie Wavemakers live here for Gamescom Asia. Tash Bunny on the show floor. I'll see you in a bit.